What's going on, JW Faction? My name is Josh Williamson. So, Stuff I Hate, episode 17, I believe it is. Anyways, got 5 more things to talk about that really are in this world that really irritates the crap out of me. So, let's get started. First one. Now listen, this isn't something that this isn't something that I hate, but it's something that irritates me. And some of my most loyal subscribers do this. When I make a video about a certain topic, and they're not interested in the topic, and like, for example, if I'm talking about wrestling, or if I'm talking about a certain cartoon that I either love or hate, and someone comes in the comments and says, oh, well, I don't know what to say because, I'm not a wrestling fan, I don't watch WWE, or I don't watch any of these shows, so I don't know what to say, or something like that. Listen, let me just say something real quick. If I'm making a video about a certain topic that you're not interested in, and you don't know what to say, you don't need to leave a comment. Just whenever I see a video that about a certain topic that I'm not interested in, I still watch the video, but I don't leave a comment. You don't need to comment, and it just kind of irritates me that some people do that. Just getting that off my chest. Not something I hate, something that irritates me. Anyways. Next one. When someone brings a baby into a public place, they start crying, and the parents do absolutely nothing about it. There are many parents out there, that have their screaming and crying kid with them, or baby, and they will not do nothing to either discipline them. But if they have a baby, they will not maybe check the possibility, see, maybe they're hungry, give them a freaking bottle, or maybe they want their pacifier, or maybe the baby crapped their pants. Like, they will not take into consideration about that. They act like they don't even hear the sound of their kid crying, and that irritates me. I swear to God. If parents out there, if you have a kid and it starts crying, do something about it. Please check the possibility. Maybe your baby crapped their pants and they have a rash about it. Maybe they're hungry. Maybe they're tired and they didn't get enough sleep. Why won't you check upon that? That's actually a sign of bad parenting too. Ignoring your baby like that. That's the only way babies can communicate. And you never know. Sometimes they can be hungry and you're not feeding them. Or maybe, like I said, they crap their pants, they have a rash, and you're completely ignoring that. Haven't you ever thought about that? I hate parents that do that. I really do. Anyways, next one. I talked about this in another Stuff I Hate episode, but I privated that one, so I'm gonna do a little refresh on it because this absolutely boils my blood when this happens. When I'm watching a movie or a TV show, this happens more often whenever I'm watching a wrestling show with my grandparents, because they're really big wrestling fans too. And someone comes in their house and starts talking about a completely different topic that I could not care less about, even if I'm not watching the wrestling or any other TV show in general, rather. Someone comes in and starts to someone tries to start a conversation about, for example, politics, or, or whatever kind of argument they're getting in with their wives, or how their kids are irritating them. I absolutely despise that. Because whenever I'm watching a certain TV show or a movie, maybe, and primarily this happens more often when I'm watching wrestling, people start trying to have a conversation that I could not give a crap less about. I got my heart and soul dedicated to watching the show, and I don't want to hear any other conversations that keep me from watching the show. God. It seriously, absolutely, it boils my blood when that happens. It seriously makes me wish that humans had a certain button that kept them from talking on there, or at least a mute button to where I couldn't hear their conversations. Maybe what it makes me want to go out and get one of those no zone headphones that where only you can hear the TV. That would be a very good solution to my problem because I cannot stand that. What? Just people come in and like, oh, how about this politics today? Yeah, I hear about Donald Trump's speech. Listen, I'm not a political person, okay? I don't want to hear about all that crap. No one does. No one who wants to be happy wants to hear about those conversations. Oh my god. Anyways, let's just move on to the next one. This is really immature and kind of stupid too. When I'm in a restaurant and someone complains to the cashier about maybe their orders getting wrong. This happens primarily at fast food places. I don't eat a lot of fast food. I rarely ever, but I've seen this happen before, and it irritates me. Someone complains to the cashier, saying, well, you forgot to take the onions or the pickles off of my burger, or something like that. You forgot to give me the ketchup. You forgot to give me some dipping sauces. Stuff like that. Listen, the cashier did not mess up right there. Alright? It's not the cashier's fault because all the cashier does is type in the order for the other people back there to cook. Okay? Someone back there was too busy masturbating to the other female coworkers back there and forgot to take the pickles or the onions off your burger. Didn't you ever think about that? Go back there and complain to the freaking chefs. But don't complain to the cashier. That is stupid. Yeah, not much to say about there, but that really irritates me. Let's move on to the last one. This has happened so many times. As someone who watches cartoons a lot, I hate this a lot. When I point out how bad a certain episode of any TV show or cartoon ever is, this primarily happens towards shows that are safe for little kids to watch, like for example SpongeBob SquarePants or The Fairly OddParents, those kind of cartoons. I point out how bad a certain episode is. Like, I'll give you a prime example: the episode of SpongeBob SquarePants, A Pal for Gary. That, in my opinion, is the worst episode of the show. And some absolute moron comes at you and says, well, this is dark humor, so you're just too sensitive to even talk about this episode because it's all dark humor. Let me tell you something. There are many, 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 many ways that you can do dark humor wrong. And this is that episode that I just talked about is a prime example of how dark humor is done wrong. SpongeBob SquarePants, this is just an example, has done dark humor right before. Haven't you ever seen the episode The Nasty Patty? You know, that was the episode where the health inspector came along and Mr. Krabs thought that he was an imposter, so him and SpongeBob came up with some way to make it as vile and repulsive as possible, like dropping it in the toilet, putting horseradish on it, and, you know, stuff like that. And when the health inspector was about to eat it, the fly flew into his mouth, and eventually they thought they killed the health inspector, so they go on to bury him to cover up the evidence. And turns out that the health inspector was not killed the entire time. And you see, they end up doing something that whenever he wakes up, he ends up getting hit on the head again by a rock. And see, it's not intentional. And that's how dark humor is done right there. Dark humor is done completely wrong in that episode that I was talking about, A Pal for Gary. Or maybe another example, Family Guy. The episode Screams of Silence, the story of Brenda Q. People say that episode is not a bad episode because it's dark humor. There are people that think that dark humor cannot be done wrong. Yes, it can. I hate when people do that. I seriously hate that. But anyways, that's been Stuff I Hate episode 17. Post your comments down below, let me know what your opinion is on this. If you like this video, thumb it up. If you hate this video, thumb it down. And be sure to click subscribe and become a member of the JW faction on our journey to 10,000 subscribers. See you later.